Roastbrief community. Today we have a special guest. We're gonna be able to talk to James Thorley, and now he's working at MRM UK as Executive Creative Director. Hi James, how are you? How do you feel now with this new role? And first of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I feel great, thank you, and thank you for making the time with me today. Been a very, very busy day, but we're all good over here in London.
Perfect. Well, let's start. With this new role, what excites you most about leading MRM UK's creative department and this particular moment of the evolution of the agency?
I think right now the most interesting thing is, on the one hand, we have some phenomenal CX capabilities, and we have a strong reputation for CRM, but we need to kind of get back to the absolute top level of CRM. So it's about combining the two together with creative commerce as well, breaking down these kind of silos that exist or can exist between them to ensure that our clients get exceptional thinking, exceptional craft, and exceptional execution in every single thing we do.
Perfect. And well, as you said, now you are working across CRM, CX, and creative commerce, and with all this vision that you have, how do you can create or integrate these disciplines to deliver more coherent and impactful campaigns for your clients?
I think, look, every single interaction a customer has is an opportunity to do something creative.
Okay.
So that could be a tiny little thing within the journey. It could be a massive platform idea. So where I get really excited is the ability to constantly kind of build those relationships. Because relationships require nurture. They require constant attention. You can't just do one thing and hope that someone stays with you for life. You need those kind of constant little kind of those insights, those data points, those creative responses to those insights and those data points all the way through. So every single interaction, we're understanding a customer better, we're learning more about them. Hopefully we can predict future stuff, so based on the analytics side of it. And then we can make sure that wherever they touch a brand, so whatever the channel is, whatever mood they're in, we can sort of be right there. We can give them the best possible experience, completely end to end.
Totally. And well, it's really important to create a good relationship with your clients, and then you have to know everything about them. With these all tools about CRM, you have all the enough data to create good strategies. You have good audits and ability to create really good and bold campaigns. And this is something that I really will like to touch. It's about the creativity. Obviously, in MRM UK's emphasis across this discipline, that is creativity. What does it mean in practice, and how do you foster true collaborations between teams like design, copy, motion graphics, strategy? I don't know how you can create this collaboration.
I think collaboration hopefully comes naturally because we're all working together. Hopefully, you should be working together without a sense of department. You're working together on a common problem to solve it with a common goal, which is to create the best possible experience or product or campaign or whatever it is at the end of it.
Okay.
So whilst people do have disciplines and crafts, we try to sort of keep it as fluid as possible in terms of everyone should be involved at all stages of a project. So it's not necessarily a sort of a waterfall approach. I demand high standards of craft from the people that work into me. So the copywriters, the motion graphics people, the conceptual side, absolutely. But the same token, I want great strategy involved in it. I want everything. It all kind of comes together. I think when you all believe in doing great work and really kind of crafting great work, you will have a vested interest in that. You want the end product to be as good as possible, and you'll do everything you can to make it as good as possible. I think that's what we try to foster here, is that kind of attitudinal side, tied with the talent, tied with the kind of capabilities, and then you've kind of got the perfect combination.
Obviously, you have to know all your team, what they have to do, and obviously you have to transmit them all the feelings to create really bold creativity. No?
Yes, I think you need to. I think you need to give people freedom I I never liked being micromanaged when I was coming up, and I don't believe in micromanaging either. I think
Wow.
people need the ability to explore an idea within guardrails. So those guardrails should hopefully be the brief, should be the brand guidelines, what we've learned about the client, whatever it happens to be. But
Totally.
I always sort of say, start off, go as wide as you can, and then I can always rein you back in later. It's absolutely fine. But for now, go as wide as you can. If we've got the time to do it, to explore new ideas, great. And what client wouldn't like to see new ways of solving their challenges? So as long as we've solved the brief, as long as we've answered the client, we've listened to the client, why can't we go back with even bigger and better things as well?
Totally. You have to understand everything about the clients, and you have to understand so clearly the brief, right? And well,
yeah, we have to become experts in our clients. You can't sell a product or a service without knowing everything about it, because you have to convince someone who knows that better than you do. So therefore, you've got to learn better. So it becomes a self-fulfilling thing, and you're always constantly learning. You should never stop.
That's great. And you have to know everything about your clients, and it's something that I would really like to talk about B2B, because as we know, everything has recognized it with this incredible awards. Congratulations on that. And well, how do you believe is the secret to bring bold emotionality and resonant creativity into these traditionally rational categories?
I don't think it needs to be. No, it doesn't need to be rational. I think like it's B2B is still dealing with a person at the other end, a living, breathing person. It doesn't matter what you're selling or what product you're talking about. Sure, it may be harder initially to understand the product if it's not something that you see in your day-to-day life, but the way you sell it, you're still selling to a person at the end. So we have a broad range of clients with incredibly specialist industries, but what we try to find is what we call the sort of the human truth at the heart of everything. So everything needs to be rooted in a genuine human insight, a genuine challenge, a genuine perspective. And if we get that right, then that really feeds the creative process, and the end product is going to be so much more powerful and so much more effective if it's genuinely rooted in a human truth.
Yeah, the enterprise, we have to know that the enterprise have people behind it. And obviously it's really important. And I know, like I consider that could be a little bit more difficult create creative campaigns for B2B. I don't know, but
it can be. Yeah, I think sometimes it's less about the clients or the product. Sometimes it's more about industry regulations. So in the past, if it's financial services or it's pharma or something like that, there's obviously a lot of things you can and can't do. But any good creative will tell you that sort of the freedom of a tight brief. So the more kind of focused you are and the more kind of guardrails, that actually can be a really helpful thing sometimes to break out of.
So, and that is really cool, because now it's really important to understanding about the transformation too, because as we know, it's an important part that it's so critical for our clients, for the enterprise. And well, with your point of view, how can you create leadership driving this transformation, not just in terms of outputs, but in team culture and client relationship?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everything goes hand in hand. You can't do one without the other. You need to have great client relationships. You need clients who trust you and believe in you and will give you the support to go and do even better work. And that only comes through proving yourself and time again. So if we create work that client loves and performs well and is effective, next time around they'll trust us a bit more, and so on and so on and so on. And that's a two-way street. We see clients as partners, not as a sort of a production.
So, and well, what do you consider that will be a perfect team for you here in MRM? And you know that you have an incredible people working with you, but what would be these perfect profiles that could improve your your new challenges or objectives or campaigns or projects? I don't know.
Oh, that's a very good question. I don't know, to be honest. I think it completely depends on the project and the job. What I've always loved about my job, even since I started, is that no 2 days are the same.
Okay.
So I've got to work on such a broad range of clients, types of work, industry, channels, countries, languages, so that the team I work with one day may be completely different to the team I work with the next day. It just completely depends on what we need. Sometimes we'll need the best motion graphics or video editor. The next day we won't need that at all. We'll need the most almost brand level consultant strategist. The next day we might need the best tech person who can build the most amazing front end experience that you've ever seen in your life. You never know what it's going to be, and that's the fun. That's the thrill of it.
But it's something that you have to know. Well, you're trying to.
Yeah. I think you have to know a little bit about everything to be a good creator. I'm not an expert in so many things, but luckily I'm surrounded by them. And so if I need support, we've got a really kind of open environment here where I can just go and ask someone who's much cleverer than me in a particular field, and they can hopefully help me out with that, and vice versa.
But here in Roastbrief, we know that it will be a really cool experience, and you will do it very well. And this is our last question, James. Looking ahead, and MRM, what are the biggest opportunities and challenges for creative agencies? Trying to balance innovation, personalization, and performance in today's customer-centric landscape?
Another big question. I think obviously there's sort of how do you integrate various different AIs into both your workflow as well as the kind of the end product. I think balancing the ability to automate and make a process slicker, both whether that's a seamless customer experience or whether it's an internal process, balancing that with the ability to just surprise and delight. Those little kind of, we all have it in our day-to-day lives. If a brand suddenly does something that's really unexpected, it doesn't have to be a huge thing, it could be something that's quite small, quite cute, and it just makes you love them that a little bit more.
Totally.
That's the bit I think is interesting to me, because that's the bit that's never going to be replaced and can't and takes time. It takes understanding of a client, takes understanding of a brand, takes understanding of the data, of the relationship that people have with that brand, and to take all that and condense it into a really amazing experience, whether that's like I said, an entirely new tech platform, whether that's just a one-off tiny comm that they get one day on a Wednesday when they're feeling sad. Doesn't matter what it is. That little nugget is what kind of gets me out of bed in the morning, makes me excited.
You will do it very well, as now, and it's a really good way of finish this conversation. First of all, here on all the team here, Roastbrief, congratulations. Your new appointment is good news. I will know, and well, it will be something really cool for one of the best agencies in UK.
Oh, it's really kind. Thank you. It was lovely to meet you too.
Perfect. Well, coming to Roastbrief, we had this really such good opportunity to talk to Tim Thorley, because now he's part of MRM UK as Executive Creative Director. See you, community.
See you.